Welcome back. Thank you guys for joining me once again on the channel. I'm Sharif. Pleasure to meet all of you. Thank you for those supportive comments and all of you checking in on my page. Don't forget to subscribe. Drop a like at any moment that you see that you enjoy the content. It definitely helps the channel out, brings a lot more viewers in. So I definitely appreciate that little bit of positivity from you. And turn on your notification bell, right? Because you want to be notified when I'm dropping the new heat, right? When we got the newest of the new coming out, right? So you're not left behind. Anyway, today we're going to be installing and unboxing these Hobbywing products, right? So I've never had a Hobbywing system. I usually have Castle systems. So I've got the Copperhead 10 ESC, and I've got two Castle motors. I got a 4300 kV, and I've also got a 3200 kV. And so kind of play between those. So I wanted to check out, Hobbywing's line. I hear a bunch about it. So I said, why not, let me get the Xerun and the Xerun series motor, right? So here we are with the XR8 Pro G3 and the Xerun 3660 brushless motor to go with it. So let's get into that and have some good times. I'm gonna get into these boxes here. Let's get into the motor first. I kind of went into the ESC the other day and I soldered together the battery leads and so forth, put an IC5 connector on. I still have to solder the leads to the motor itself. So let's take a look at the motor and we'll get into the ESC just after. Come on. So first things first, I did take the plastic off the motor to begin, but this thing looks beat up on the inside here, huh? I don't like that at all, one bit. It is what it is. So it comes with, the motor. Comes with an additional pinion and grub screw. Comes with our sensor link, which is cool. And it comes with our ever so important instruction manual. Always refer to your manual when, starting your hookups and doing all your electronics. Just get familiar with it, understand it. And it comes in 2 different languages. So if you're bilingual, good on you. And you can understand. So that's pretty standard, pretty straightforward, right? What we're going to be doing here is we're going to be soldering on our lead to these 3 positions, going outward, and then that will be connected to the actual ESC itself. So let's get this put back on. And we can slide that right there. So this is gonna be needed very soon. And let's get right into the ESC itself. So like I said, I kind of did some soldering, couldn't wait. But it's a cool ESC, so it's got, it comes unsoldered. And you solder on, your leads and so forth and your battery connectors. So this is my job at soldering. I'm not a seasoned professional, but I do have some experience soldering. We have our power switch and our set button, which is a good heavy duty switch. I like it because of the thickness. Some of the switches are pretty frail feeling, especially the one on my Pro 4 SC10, but it's still durable, but it does feel frail. We have a connector that goes inside of our receiver. And from here, right here along the side here, these 2 little leads is where we're going to be connecting our wires from. Well, the 3 leads, right? We have 3 leads there. We have 1, 2, and 3. So let's take a look. Here are our wires to connect. So each one of these wires is about 10.5 inches long. What we'll do is clip the silicone ends off, expose the wire, tin it, and then we'll look to get it housed right inside on each one. This seems like a pretty cool ESC, right? Aluminum casing. This is the G3 mod, so it does come with an additional fan cover, which I've already put on. So it's actually got 2 on top, of the fan itself, which is pretty cool. The first one is a little bit wider, if you see. You can see this top one with the HW showing has the wider spacings, and the one just beneath it, which is the one they give you in addition, has a lot tighter holes and spaces which kind of helps to keep a lot of debris out. Because if you just had the top one on, right, those big spaces could allow some small little pebbles to kind of fall through and get into the fan. Well, not with that second one on with the bottom, which is why I stacked them the way I did. Yeah, right here goes our port for our cable, our sensor cable, to connect and communicate with our motor. And that should make our startups and our low throttling very smooth and seamless as we're hitting around turns and so forth. And that's going to be very essential when trying to have, you know, ultimate control. A lot of programmability comes along with this speed control. All right, so welcome back. Welcome back to the hard part of this whole transmission, which is going to be the soldering element. So take heed, take notes, gather around, gather around. So these are our tools we're going to need. We got our soldering iron, 50-watt soldering iron. This is one I got off Amazon. It can be a lot hotter, but it definitely does the job. So when we use that, we have our soldering paste. This paste here, you put this on your wires before you solder. You put this on the joint before you actually drop solder on it, and it helps to the solder to adhere, you know, a little bit better, you know. You can read it. Good immersion, good insulation, smooth welding surfaces, right? So we have our solder. So this is a 6040 lead tin solder on rosin core. And so that's what we want to go with. Makes it a lot easier to handle when it's mixed, that 6040 lead tin. So what we have next are our wire cutters, right? What we want to do, I'll show you guys super quickly, is get right to the edge. Now we want to kind of measure out how much of the wire needs to be exposed. And I see it, so what we'll do is we'll cut. Now be mindful not to be extra strong in your cutting here, right? We're just trying to remove the little bit of the silicone coating. So small squeezes as you circle the wire around, and that should be able to break the wire just enough for you to pull it loose, like so. From here, we want to twist. Now you can see that the wire is not necessarily tinned, right? So we definitely want to tin these wires, and that helps it to stick better. So we'll do that to both sides. Same thing, we're going to measure out from the tip. And there we go. All right, so we're going to be doing that to the other two wires the same way. So what we want to do, like I said before, quick process, we'll grab our paste. We're going to twist these clockwise, right? So we're going to twist them clockwise, which means you're going to be twisting to the right, or twist it forward, away from you. From here, I'm just gonna stick that little bit inside the wax, and that's ready to rock and roll. Stick that inside the wax, that's ready to rock and roll. So we'll do that to the other two. Like I said, that helps the wires to stick better. All right, so we're good to go with that. Doesn't need much wax, just a little bit is enough. So when you're starting to solder, we're gonna get our soldering iron turned on. It's gonna take a moment. This guy here goes up, that's 52 degrees, 520 Celsius. So that's about, I don't know, 700, maybe 800 something degrees. So what we're going to do here is get our soldering iron turned on. This I can definitely get a new one, which I will, because this one is kind of falling apart on me. I've had it for about a year or so, but like I said, it was another one of those Amazon specials, and it's served its purpose and it's done a good job. But I can just tell that, you know, I need a little more quality going forward. So make sure you have a wooden block when you're doing your soldering, because you don't want solder just falling everywhere on, like, you know, top of lead and tables. It really sticks to it. So at least with the wood, it doesn't really stick to it, and it gives you a little bit of a surface to work on, which is good. If you've got some helping hands, that'll be good as well, which are those alligator clips, or you can use a small vise to help you hold on and keep these guys in position. That's one thing that I'm definitely missing, but not to worry. Yeah, this is taking a while, and I could tell I need a new one because it's not getting as hot nearly as quickly as it did when I first had it, which is frustrating. All right, well, that felt pretty hot, I have to say. So, like I said, let's grab a piece. Let's get right here down on it. So like you see, a little piece of tin there on it. And so what we like to do is just work that into work that right in. And so here we go, tinned up. So let's do that to the other two. Now with our tinned wires, we take them straight to the ESC and begin soldering the wires to the ABC ports on the ESC. Finally finished soldering. We are connected. What we're going to look to do now is program, right? We want to get the program going. We want to connect this to a battery source. We want to connect it to the car, and therefore I can set the throttle. Welcome back. So we are trying to set up the speed control now. So what we're supposed to do is to set our throttle functions and all of that is to turn on, because it's already inserted. So we'll turn this on, turn on our remote. We're going to set it to our, so now that receiver's there, so we're going to hold down the set button, hit the power on button, and we'll know all right, so we've got flashing on that ESC right there. So that means that, so we release the set button. From here, so we want to make sure all of our parameters are set on my transmitter, right? So we're going to set everything to 100. right, exit. Everything else is set straight. Sub trim, let's see. Everything is good. Other than that, everything is fine. What we're gonna do is set the neutral position of the throttle. So since the throttle is on neutral now, what we have to do is hit the set button, which is the small little black button just beneath the red button. From here, we're gonna set the throttle, full throttle. Press the set button and release, and then we're gonna move it all the way to the front and set that, and then it should be set. So we don't have our motor connected or anything, so we definitely got to get this guy installed inside of the car. And so we're back, fully installed. We've got our motor and our soldered on wires. We've got our ESC fully soldered with our capacitor here soldered. We stuck it along the side and we're ready to rock and roll. So now that we've got all of this stuff really set it and soldered and set, we are ready to start programming the functions of the ESC.